Hi, this is György Balássy, and in this episode of the WinJS trick series, I'm going to show you how you can create message boxes in macro-style applications. If you are like me, message boxes are the first objects you try when you learn a new programming environment, and as you will see, even these simple objects were quite different in Windows Store applications. The first problem is that there is no message box class in the Windows runtime. What you can use instead is called the message dialog, and it lives in the windows.ui.popups namespace, and as I mentioned, it's called message dialog. You have to instantiate it, and when you instantiate it with the new operator, you can pass two parameters. The message you want to display, this is the message, and there's an optional second parameter, which is the title that you want to add to your message box. After you created a message dialog object, you can call its showAsync function to show the dialog. Let's see if it works. So this wide white bar is the message dialog. This is how they look like in Windows Store applications. This is the message, the title, and Windows automatically renders a close button for your dialog, so your users can automatically dismiss the dialog. Let's enhance the code a bit. First, I don't really like these quite long qualifiers, so let's just create a shortcut for it. In this case, we call it message dialog, and this will be a reference to the windows.ui.popups.messageDialog object. So with this little trick, we can slightly shorten the code. Second, because I usually use a dialog only once, I used to create and show the dialog in a single line. So new message dialog and the showAsync function can live in a single line. Let's just quickly check if it still works. What if you have really long text? Windows will automatically insert line breaks, so your text will fit onto the screen, but you can also manually insert line breaks with the classic characters. So for example, you can use \r\n, you can use \r and \n. They work if you use them together or use them separately. So here they are. Now we have a 4-line message. Our next task is to change this default text on the page. This content goes here, but only after the dialog is closed by the user. Let me first show you how this text is rendered. Let's just navigate to the HTML page, and as you can see here, this is a paragraph, so we can use document.querySelector function to get reference to it. So just go back to code and create a variable named p and use document.querySelector to get reference to this DOM element, and then set its inner HTML property to something like ready. So what we expect to happen here is that the message dialog is displayed, and when the user closes it, first we will get reference to the paragraph, and then we change its content. Let's try it. As you can see, the dialog is still active, but the code that we expect to run after the dialog is dismissed already executed and text is changed. So why is that? To understand what happens here, you have to understand async patterns. This showAsync function here does not block the thread. Instead, it displays the dialog and continues executing the code that comes after it. To run some code after the dialog is closed, you first have to understand that all async functions in WinJS return a so-called promise object. Promise objects have a done function you can call here, and you can use this done function to pass the code you want to run when the asynchronous execution completes. So in this case, when dialog is completed and dismissed. So this done function, you can pass another function. In this case, we don't use the parameters, and the code you may create here, move here, will execute it when the message dialog is closed. Let's try it again. As you can see now, the dialog is displayed and the text on the page is unchanged, so the code is not executed yet. But when the user clicks on close, the code runs and the page is changed only after the dialog is closed. So this is how you can execute some code only after the dialog is closed. These are the basics of message boxes in WinJS. In the next episodes, we will continue to explore their advanced features. Hope you find it useful. See you next time.